So, I'm on my way to Miami Valley. Got an Uber here. My man Mohammed picked me up. He's taking me to Miami Gaming. Are you originally from Dayton, Ohio, Mohammed?
Yeah.
Yeah? Odds were low. Well, that's good. You ever been to this racetrack before? No, never been there? Nobody ever goes to the racetracks, eh? It's the real world speaking. Anyway, we went through the racehorses. We went through the movers of the week, horses to watch of the week, top 10 of the week. So pretty happy overall with the way the babies are training. We'll run through the whole list. Run through the whole list of babies, and I'll tell you what I thought of them this week. Arvika trained good again this week. A little bit of odd news this week at the Meadowlands. They're going to move some money around. I read it quickly, but if I'm not mistaken, it's going to diminish the overall purse money for the 2-year-old filly trot at the end of June. And I was a little bit up in the air about having Arvika ready for this race anyway. I talked to some clients last week about it. You know, here's a filly that we like a lot. There's one stake end of June, and the next stake for this filly is like August. So I think I'm just going to make a decision right now, unless I change my mind, which I doubt I will. We're not going to have Arvika ready for June 28th or 9th, whenever the hell it is. We're not going to have her ready for that night. I feel that it's a fool's errand at this point to try and get a filly that we think so highly of ready for a June stake race, and then think we can just put her in park for 5 weeks. It doesn't make sense. So for me, Arvika is going to race in August. That's when she's going to race. Probably race her a couple times before then, but take our time with her. I think very highly of this filly, as you all know, and I really think that she's got the potential to be a real nice filly. So we're going to continue to train her and put miles on her. Maybe even school her when we school the other horses, and then shut her down. Shut her down for a little while. It was so hot on that airplane. My God, it's like they left the oven open. Anyway, they said before we took off, or before we got on the plane, it was supposed to leave at like whatever 4:15, 4:30. It was delayed. They said, oh, the plane's too hot. We're just letting it cool down. Well, my wife's been watching those stupid Mayday shows, and where the planes crash and they dissect the wreckage. It's the first thing I thought of. Yeah, we're just trying to let the plane cool down a bit. You just take the time. You take all the time you need there, fella. We're going to load whenever we load. Anyway, plane, my God, it was hot. We walked in the plane. It was an inferno. And then it was all right once we get up. I was in 2 flights today. You know, I fly a lot, as you know. I fly a lot. And I've never experienced people acting up on the plane. I've never experienced an altercation, or, you know, very rarely even see somebody be overly rude. Both flights. Both flights, an idiot on both flights. One, just a mild idiot. The second one was arguing because the flight attendant said, you know, can you close your window screens, they call them. Can you close them so it keeps the plane cool? This guy flipped out. Not my fault. Your airplane, you can't do your job right. Like, just being a jerk. And the first flight, some lady went nuts about a bag, and anyway, I don't know what the hell it was, but it was a shit show. Anyway, we're done flying. We're done flying now because I'm driving home with Kirby in the morning. We got to leave. I got to race at Flamborough tomorrow night. Flew down tonight because I wanted to train your horses this morning. Train your horses this morning. I got the phone flipped and I don't know where the camera is. To train your horses this morning and then get to the airport. It worked out really good timing wise. 3 o'clock flight into Chicago, short enough layover to get a bite to eat, which I like to do, and then flew here. It's what time we got, Mohammed, right now, buddy?
Arrived?
Yeah, what time? No, what time is it right now?
Now, yeah, 7:41.
7:41. I'm going to get to the track around the 4th race, warm up after the 7th, race the horse. Then Kirby and I are hopefully going to... I'm really hoping this horse race is good. No fault of his if he doesn't. I mean, Jesus, he was like 10 and a half, 11 hours in the trailer. We trailered him yesterday, but he didn't get here till like late in the night. The timing was poor. It was right, except the border crossing guard that threw a wrench in everything. Anyway, we got here on time. I'm going to get here on time, just in time, warm the horse up, race the horse. Hopefully go have a drink with Kirby, put the little fellow away and let him relax, and then first thing tomorrow we're going to head home with the little fella. Kirby's giving me updates here as we're driving. It's popping up on my phone, the 3-year-old grassroots. So the Buckeye Series for Pacers just went 52. For those of you that were asking why Real Willie wasn't in the Buckeye Series. Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, the Trotters just went 54, unless I read the message wrong, the scroll. Anyway, no, I think they go Monday, so it must have been the Pacers. Anyway, continue to go. Our Vicar went good. Not going to have her ready for the 27th. Made a decision. It's a fool's errand. Not going to do it. We're going to keep trucking with her, though. Get her trained down properly. Get her to where she's really comfortable. Turn her out for 3 weeks. Let her swallow. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how these 2-year-olds, even with a couple, 3 weeks in the field, just explode. They just blow up. They get big and have growth spurts. It's really remarkable. I mean, not every horse, but quite a few of them. You'll turn them out and you go to pick them up and you're like, they just explode. So it'll be a well needed rest for the little filly before we get her ready to rock in the. Oh well. Oh, I'm gonna scrunch down now. Get her ready to rock in the Kentucky Sire. Well, yeah, Kentucky Sires, and then some of the grand. Actually, your first start will be in Ontario. First start will be in Ontario, so that's great. Okay, moving on. Our Autumn Wings. Autumn Wings trained awesome on Wednesday. Oh my God. Autumn Wings didn't make the top 10. I'm going to have to call shenanigans on that. If there was ever a time for Autumn Wings to be in the top 3, it would have been this week. I'm going to pretend she was. Wow, what a screw up. Anyway, Autumn Wings, pretend I put her on the top 10 because she definitely deserved to be. Trained in 211 or 212 on Wednesday, looked awesome. Went out today to play around. We were in a 3-horse set. I forget who I was going with. Sat third, brushed her to the front of the quarter, and drove away from her down the lane, wrapped her up. She's really, really getting confident, strong, smart. Best trips I've ever seen were today, Wednesday, and last week. So she's definitely coming in the right direction. Her groom, Debbie, needs to be commended. She's doing a great job on all her horses, but especially Autumn Wings. And very, very impressed with what I've seen at Autumn Wings over the last 2 weeks. Bay Jewel, she was on the top 10. I can't believe I missed Autumn Wings. I'm such an idiot. Bay Jewel was on the top 10, but I actually looked again, and Boy Tiger wasn't in the top 10, so I had to make a little switch. Bay Jewel, I guess, is number 11, B12 now, counting Autumn Wings. I guess this is a good problem to have, right? Is that we have horses digging and scraping and fighting every week to get on the top 10. So, well, that's good. Bay Jewel was great on Wednesday, mile and 212, and then come back today. I didn't go with her. Kyle went with her. I watched him train. She just looked like a 4-year-old out there playing around. So very, very happy with what I saw from Bay Jewel this morning. Be My Delight, we touched on her in the top whatever list, one of the lists, 5, 10, top. Mover, number 5 on the movers list. Looked great again today. Very happy with her. Alphabetical order. Better call Mike. He got to go to the field first and play around for a few months. He'll probably see our Vic out there in, I don't know, 4 weeks or so. Boldness, nothing really to report on Boldness. I wouldn't say no regression, but I wouldn't call it any forward progress, so that's a little upsetting. But, you know, we said this colt would be ready later in the year, and I don't know why I want to beat my head against the wall because he's not ready when everybody else is. Before I go out, I have to tell myself, when I go with him, I didn't go with him today, but before I go out, I have to tell myself he's not going to be ready in June. And when I come in, I have to tell myself, just relax. He'll be ready when he's ready. So, Boldness, he's been in 20, whatever, 3, 6, and never runs, but just trying to make little tinkering changes to his shoeing, and it's not working. So, I'm sure we'll find the right combination. As I said last week, when it comes to this shoeing, it's a lot of trial and error, and Boldness, I haven't found the right combination. We're close, just can't find the last one. It will get there though, not a big deal. Buckingham looked great again today, trained really, really well. You're going to be surprised when I haven't talked about the open house that much. Next week, I guess I'll do maybe I'll do a little lead in. The open house next week, we have Sylvain Filion, Jody Jameson, Mike Safdie, Louis Philippois, James, Mario Bergeron has agreed to come out, so good. And I'm trying to convince Paul McDonnell to come out because Mike Safdie said he only wants to go with 5. So there'd be 4 for Paul McDonnell to go with. I hope he will. I'll talk to him probably Monday about it. Get to the bottom of that. Buckingham, Mike Safdie is slated for her next Saturday afternoon. I already know what the set's on. Twice. I already know what the sets are going to look like next Saturday, but you do not. And you're not going to till probably Wednesday or Thursday when I release them. But I will give you a sneak peek. Mike Safdie will be driving Buckingham on our open house, Mother's Day. Yes. Casanova's Jewel trained good on Wednesday, trained good again today. I didn't go with them today, I went with them Wednesday. Looked really good. I really like this colt. I think he's turned into a smarter horse. We talked a lot more about him when he was crazy and making breaks and leaping and doing ridiculous things, and now he's calmed down. I said that last week. Hard work will do that to them. So he's really starting to polish up and look a lot better, than he did before. As you can imagine, Cash In On Me, much in the same file as Boldness. Not really making any tremendous gains to speak of, but just trying to fix the thing. But again, these horses have been in 20. They're getting there. They're doing their best they can, but not quite there yet. So again, it'll take a little while. We're looking at later in the summer for both Boldness and Cash In. I mean, they're close. They're close. I can feel it, just not there. Number one thing to do is don't panic. Don't push them. Don't try to do more than they're comfortable to do. Both of these colts got great attitudes, and they like their work. They're just trying to figure out how to do it properly, and it's up to me to chaperone that and make sure that these horses don't get hurt along the way. You don't want to break their heart, and you don't want to turn them into sour horses. So don't ask for more than they're trying to give, because they're trying to do all they can, and that's what we are going to do with Boldness and Cash In On Me. Captain Miraculous got that curb cry out yesterday. He'll be ready to go on next Saturday for the open house. We likely won't be able to train him on Wednesday, so if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 horses in that set had worked on this week, so that set in itself probably won't be that flashy. Just need them to go out and do the work properly and put some miles in. Next, we have Cruising in Angus. We touched on him in the movers, I believe. Movers of the week look great. The shoeing change we made, finally, we made a proper shoeing change. The shoeing change we made for Cruising in Angus dramatically helped him. Very happy with what I saw today in him. Curious winner. I didn't get to see him go. I didn't train him Wednesday or Saturday. Todd went with him today. I don't know who went with him Saturday or Wednesday, but by all accounts, both days were good. Todd always says they look good, so I don't know. But I said, how was he? He said, I got a very good out of him today, so he must have been very good. So he's good. Dance Hall Babe, number 1 this week. Uno, number 1. Dancing on My Own, also an Uno. Number 1 mover of the week, Dancing on My Own. She completely shocked me. I was starting to get a little heart palpitations over Dancing on My Own. I still own a sizable chunk of her, and it's a lot of money to be walking around with. And I was a little concerned, mildly concerned. I knew this filly would show up. She was too sharp, bred too good, and looked too good. Like, doesn't wear a boot or a pole. Big, long filly with about a 59-inch hobble. So, yeah, I was waiting for her to show up. I knew she would. She did. So, very happy with her. So, Mohammed took pity on me, and he was sandbagging. He was holding back on me, the bugger. He had this cool little clip up there the whole time. He waited until I dropped the phone 3 times. He's a good man, though. Good man. Where were we? I was talking with somebody and dropped the phone. Oh, Delcar Star Angel. So, everybody with Delcar Star Angel, just relax. Relax. It's not the end of the world. I mean, as I said, this filly won't be ready until the end of the summer. So, every time you see her make a break or, you know, train, I had somebody say the other day, you know, you're putting her on a horse and she's getting beat up. She's not getting beat up. She made a break. That happens. You know, am I only supposed to let my son play baseball with kids that he can beat? Or hockey with kids that he can beat? No. It's part of the learning process. She needs to learn to do her work right. And then she'll excel at it. That's what she's gonna do. Straighten this fella here. So, Delcar Star Angel, I'm not concerned at all. Not in the least bit. She's doing her work the same as everybody else did. I saw her train today. She looked good today. Danny's happy with her. I'm happy with her. There's absolutely no rush. There's nothing to get worked up about. She's a long, frail filly. You know, she's going to be a... Oh, now it's starting to rattle. She's going to be a... the best way to do this. She's going to be a nice filly. Just going to take a little time. So, like I said, end of summer. That's when she's going to be ready to rock. Okay, moving on. Who else do we have? Final Answer. Talked about Final Answer, how good he looked, how impressive he is, how much I like him, how pissed off I don't have any shares of him. Not one share of Final Answer, and I can't talk enough about how impressive this colt has been. Now, he's just rattling around a little bit. So, we are at Final Answer. Talk about Final Answer, how much I like him. Friggin' Biggin, I didn't see him go today. First day that somebody else went with him and said, this is a really nice horse. Really nice horse. I don't know who went with him. Johnny told me that they were very, very ecstatic with the way he trained, which makes me very happy because this colt has been a good colt for quite a while. And very, very happy with Friggin' Biggin last week. And then to know he trained good again today, heading into the open house where I'm not going to be driving him, makes me very, very happy. Herd 8, first over on last Saturday. Not a great place for her to be. Covered up Wednesday, trained good. Covered up again today, trained good again. This is a very, very well-bred filly. She is a Bettor's Delight filly with great pedigree. She is out of a half-sister to Bolt the Doer, who helped put my brother on the map, Mark. Mark's already on the map, but broke a lot of, I should say a lot of track records. I know he broke a couple of track records. I'm pretty sure he still has the one in Saratoga. And he won the big race at the Meadows. So, Bolt the Doer is a sister to the mother of Hardy. Holding Steady trained great on Saturday, or Wednesday, today's Saturday. Wednesday, back today, looked good again today. Jason went with him, and Jason's got really bad hands. So, it was great to see Holding Steady train good today with Jason. Jason in the bike. Ivanka, I watched Ivanka go. She was one of the last ones to go today. Harry went with her all by herself. Looked like a real professional out there. You could tell just 4 slightly progressive quarters. Wrapped her up at the finish. Exactly what I want to see. Harry did a great job with her today, and she looked fantastic. Trained her in 2:10 and a bit on Wednesday. So, Not an Angel, Ivanka, and Holding Steady, all are going to qualify the 1st of June, a little bit before everybody else, which that ridiculous stake race, June 15th, June 15th in Illinois. So they will be heading to Illinois, I would say, around the 9th or 10th of June. Candy Mac, touched on Candy Mac, how impressive he was this week, 2:11 at Mohawk. Can't wait till I get about 4 or 5 good training miles into this horse. You can just tell his ass is going to explode. He's going to look like a Kardashian. by the time July comes around. So Candy looked great today. King of the Ball, day off, just jogging. I had somebody at the barn today, and they said, I'm a little concerned with King of the Ball. He wasn't training today. No need for concern. King of the Ball didn't train today because we're taking care of King of the Ball. And there's nothing wrong with King of the Ball, but he was on the left line a bit 2 weeks ago. We put that headgear on him. It worked great. Worked a little too great. He was running animated break on Ricky last week. And then there was some heat in his knees. We cooled them out for 2 days, blistered his knees. No training. I trained on Wednesday. I went with him. He was great. No training today. Just a nice little easy jogging day for King of the Ball. No rush. Everybody that watches these videos knows that this colt has blinding speed. There's no rush. He'll be fine. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Christine K looked good again today. Really, really happy with Christine. Like how far this filly's come. But, you know, we knew it was going to happen. She started a month behind everybody else. To see that month start to dissolve away now is really something. She's really, really starting to look good on the track. It was funny. I had a guy this morning come to me and he said, who's a really, really good black horse? And he didn't even finish. He was going to say that Harry went with. And right away I said, Maintenance Man. He said, oh, cool. And then I was training on the track. Maintenance Man comes on the track. Could have been Maintenance Man. So I jog around, and Kyle was going Maintenance Man. And Harry jogs by. I said, hey, did you go with the black horse today? Oh, he said, that Christine filly. He said, she looked good. So he said she looked good. Plus somebody went out of their way to ask me who the black horse Harry went with was. It was Christine K. So I didn't see her go, but by all accounts, she looked fantastic. Linnea looked tremendous. John Downey had a big day. Beat the shit out of us a few times. Give it to a stay with. I wasn't in the set, but I watched the set. He two-moved Linnea, and she was driving away down the lane, and you actually see him. He'd have wrapped up pretty good, and she was very, very strong. So happy with her. Maintenance Man again. She's taking her time. I don't want to sit behind Maintenance Man because I know I'm going to start him up, and there's no need to do that just yet. I have my own demons in my head, you know. I like to spark them up sometimes and see how they feel. No need to spark this guy up. It'll be a 100% heartbreak if this guy doesn't have 8 cylinders waiting for him when I sit in behind him. So I am anticipating the time I get to go with Maintenance Man, but trying not to go with him too early. I'll probably go with him a couple of times before baby races, but I'm going to try and steer clear of him if I can. Looked great again today. Just really, really nice horse. Majesty Boy looked good again. One of our more quiet top 10 caliber horses that hasn't been on the top 10 for a few weeks now, but is a top 10 horse. Looked great over at Mohawk this week. Very strong. Couldn't blow a match out when he came in. Again today. Looked great again today. Can't say enough about Majesty Boy. Maxwell Plum, last horse to go today. They had him out in the field all day. Deb takes great care of them. She had him out in the field all day because he tied up 3 weeks ago. So you want to get them out and let them relax and exercise a little bit before you ask them. I just think that was an anomaly, Maxwell Plum tying up. The level wasn't high, and it was during that ice storm. And, anyway, Maxwell trained great. Harry said he was very, very good. Mo Better, again, we touched on him. He looked great again today. Just a nice horse. Mr. Caper. So, 2 things. One, his foot is broken. Butterfly fracture right with the vet. Thought there was a shadow. What happens is sometimes it takes a few days for that to open up where you can get a real definitive x-ray. That's why it looked like a shadow before, but it's not a shadow now, it's a line. So it was exactly what we thought. The vet said he saw the video and he said, you're right. He said, it's funny you said that. He said you heard him hit the foot and it didn't draw blood, so it must have been on the side of the wall. He said where he would have hit that foot is exactly where that line is. So that was the torque the little bugger had when he drove into his foot. Just playing around, being a big goof, but no problems. As I said, those cracks, when they go up into the coffin joint, that's bad, really bad. This couldn't be further away from the coffin joint, right where the bone is. So you imagine the foot just on the inside. He just give it a wallop and caused a little crack. So we talked about it in length this week, the vet and I, and he started to look sounder today. He was walking on it and bearing weight on it. He was very, very lame for a couple of days. Now he's bearing weight on it. He thought the same thing I did. Maybe 3 weeks, and then maybe I'll talk to somebody that there's a couple of farms that have pools close by, just so he doesn't lose his endurance and his stamina and his work. Maybe after 3 weeks we'll drop him in the pool for another 2 weeks so he stays up and he's ready to go when we need him to be. But we have to make sure that that crack is 100% healed when we start back. You don't want that. You start fooling around with lines and little cracks. Next thing you know, you got a little arthritis in there. Not cool, and that could be very detrimental to this horse's career. So 3 weeks in the stall, 3 weeks in the pool, and then we'll just take our time. He won't miss much time though. He had been in 14 the day he hit that foot, hurt it. Trained great right after it, and trained in 14 last quarter, 31 and a bit. Very, very good that day. So we're not too concerned. Could have been much, much worse. It will not cost him his 2-year-old season, just cost him a little bit of time. So that's good in that regard. Not an Angel talked about her, how impressive Not an Angel has been, how seamless the transition from hobbles to no hobbles has been. Just really turning back into the horse we always knew she was. Very, very impressive, both on Wednesday and again on Saturday. Into Illinois, here we come with, as Ollie would say, Illinois. She's heading to Illinois on June 10th. Oh So Pine, #1 horse to watch. If he had been on the top 10 list, he might have been the #1 horse of the week. Fastest trotter we have right now. The mile I went with him today was incredible and easy. What was so incredible about it was how easy he did it. So very, very impressed with Oh So Pine. I just noticed I don't have the ear. I don't think I need them here, but they're in my bag. Quartz Blue Chip. Almost seems like this filly is growing every time I look in the stall. And when they grow, when they go through those growth spurts, one, they stall sometimes, and two, they don't train good. And she did not train good. She trained good today, I guess. They said they went 16 with her. But she's not training awesome. She's just training. And the work is good. Putting the work in is great. There's no point putting in extra work or asking her to do more. You know, who cares if she goes in 2:12 if she isn't ready to go in 2:5? You know, there's no real rush. So for me, she's another filly that may end up going to the field for a few weeks because she's just getting too goddamn big. She looks like a fridge with legs and big white legs. But there's no point rushing. It is what it is. So for me, just gonna take my time with Quartz Blue Chip. I like this filly. She's got impeccable pedigree. Got a beautiful gait. I know her knees hurt her. I know her feet hurt her. I know she's going through a growth spurt. Just give her some time. So probably train her a few more times. If I don't see if I see her continue to look frustrated on the track, I'm going to kick her out for a few weeks. But not to be concerned. That could be the best thing we could do for her. She's just a big, big girl. Ready for the beach. Looked great today. Looked great on Wednesday. Coming along great. I'm sorry I don't have any more wonderful adjectives to use. I didn't go with him. I never go with this colt. He just always does it right. I don't think I know the last time I did go with this colt. Just really, really impressed with Ready for the Beach all around. Rock on the Roll. I trained him hard on Wednesday to 11. He looked good. I wanted to go with him today. Him and I got a few more appointments just yet. I think Harry knew I wanted to go with him. He snuck in and went with him first this morning. So I'm going to have to put a padlock on his stall on Friday nights. I don't know who's down to drive him next week. It might be Safford also, I don't know. But Rock on the Roll needs to be sparked up. He's got a month more work. A month's more work than everybody else, so it needs to work. RB LeBron looked great. Looked great. For those of you out there that looked, he's got a big splint right front, and he had a rock. And this sounds ridiculous, but he was a little bit lame last week. He had a big rock jammed up under the bar of his shoe. And it was quite a while getting it out. It took me about 2 or 3 minutes with a hoof pick to get it out. And just really odd. But he had a little bruise in his foot, but he's good now. He jogged good all week, trained great on Wednesday, and I saw him train today, probably going a mile and 20, and looked really, really professional doing it. So really happy with him. Screaming Hawk looked awesome on Wednesday. Looked very, very good again today. Really starting to turn. I'd mentioned in the last video I want to see him sit. He sat both miles this week and looked really, really good doing it. So very happy with what Danny's done with him. He's done a great job. Screaming Hawk looked good. See You in Tuscany, another horse Danny's done a great job with. I never go with this colt ever, and he looked tremendous again this morning at getting his health back, getting stronger. It's very hard for a horse. He had that abscess in his lung, and the vet found it, and we had to put him on lots of medication for 3 weeks and stall rest, and for him to come back and start to shine the way he just looks like a good horse now. And very, very happy with See You in Tuscany. Stolen Dance looking good again. Every week she looks good, this filly, and really, really happy with what I've seen out of her. She's just all around just a nice filly. So she's aimed. She's been at 20, but she's tall also and big. I'm gonna back her up a little bit if I can. She's a little racy. She loves her work. I'm gonna take her time and see if we can't have her ready for end of August, I'd say, middle towards the end of August. Who else? Springbridge Proud blew everybody away last week and looked fantastic. Looked good again today. Can't say enough about Springbridge Proud. He looked great. Stonebridge Loyal also looked very, very good today. John Downey went with her also. Wow, John had a big day. At least to drive in triple. She was awesome. Her knees look great. Always, every time I walk by her stall, I walk in and feel her knees. They were cold as ice all week, so good job. Johnny takes care of Stonebridge Loyal. Stonebridge Simba trained good today. Made a little miscue. I'm gonna work on him all week. That's gonna disappear. That needs to stop, and it's going to stop this week before the open house. So not really concerned with Stonebridge Simba. Fast colt. Sunshine's Finest looked good again today. Ricky said, geez, what do you want me to do with him? I said, just go out and put work in. Mile and 220. Don't ask him for anything. Those two curbs are starting to really suck up and cool down behind. No need, don't want any regression or any flare-ups. So we want a nice little easy mile with him today. Sitting in my suit here at Miami Valley. Didn't get to finish the babies off with Mohammed in the Uber truck, in the Uber car. So I'm finishing off the list of babies. If I'm not mistaken, we finished with Sunshine's Finest. Now I'm going to go to Sunshine Inn. Sunshine Inn. How you doing? Sunshine Inn trained well this morning. As you remember, a couple of weeks ago, she tied up a little bit. So, we've been a little easier on her the last 7 days. Danny trained her today. She looked great. She should be pretty near at 100%, I think, for the open house next Saturday. So happy with her today, and looking forward to the open house with her on Sunday. On Sunday. Swander the Giant. We mentioned him. He slipped down to number 3. Number 3 on the list overall, but he was very, very good again today. It really took 2 spectacular trips this week to knock him out of the number 1 and 2 spot. So I think he will be fine next week also. It just, when I looked at the overall way that they trained today, Dance Hall Babe and the other horse were just fantastic this week. So Swander the Giant kind of trained well today, but we were a little conservative with him after he trained so good this week at Mohawk and again last week. So that's the only reason he slid down a little bit, but fantastic again today. The Butler did it. We touched on him. Number 2, I think, on the movers list. So for Mark Treffy, you've probably asked me twice since I made this video. So yes, the Butler did it. Made the list again. Very good this week. Too Far Gone made my list because Danny stirred her up today and she actually peed on him in the mile. So definitely made my list. Made me laugh all day. So it was fantastic. Danny got a little horse urine on him training this morning. I think she just needs to go on Regimate, the big filly. Regimate's medication that helps them with their cycles. I think she's just in heat a little bit. So we'll put her on a little bit of Regimate from here on out, and it should help her. Although if we don't, Danny gets urinated on more often. So we'll put her on a little Regimate and get her back in the swing. She trained great though, so didn't really slow her down any. If anything, she was lighter. But she trained good. Tomorrow's headline, had that curb crowd yesterday. He didn't train today, he just jogged. He'll be ready for next Saturday. We've been really blistering and cooling out that curb behind, trying to get it set up so we could cryo the big colt. We got him done yesterday, and he will be close to 100%, I think, for next Sunday. Who else do we got? Twinsburg, I touched on her. Very impressive the last 2 weeks. I love to see these horses come out of the woodwork. You know, they've been training so-so, or even training badly, and then jump up and start training good is really impressive. So I am very happy with Twinsburg this week. All these people walking by me in Miami Valley must think I'm crazy. Anyway, yeah, Twinsburg was good. Timel Tulo, I trained him in 211. Looked very gritty, very good on Wednesday. Come back today. Who went with him today? Oh, he sat behind me today. John. Oh, fun. John got beat with a horse today. John Downey. He had a great day, but did not beat me with Timel Tulo. I'm just trying to think who I had. Oh, I had Not an Angel. Oh, she was cooking today. Were we Ultra? I didn't see her train. Harry trained her. He actually said she trained okay, just so-so, because we had just blistered her 2 days ago. So her hocks were a little big, her knees were a little puffy, and he said she trained good, but okay, which is understandable, not really a big deal at all for me, I don't think. West 52nd I trained. I thought he was tremendous. I mentioned him earlier in one of the sets, horses to watch next week maybe. He was really strong, really impressed with the way he looked today. White Tiger, who went with White? Oh, John. John went with White Tiger again. I didn't see him train. I don't know if he went in a group. All I know is John said he's a real nice horse. So I think it was him. Yeah, it was him. And then, yes, I did not see Go at all today. I don't even know who went with him, but I know he trained in 211 on Wednesday. Danny went with him, in with Timel Tulo, and he was very good. So that's the list. That's the list for this week. You got the list from Ontario. You got a list in Chicago. You got a list in the Uber driver's car on the way from the airport. And now you get your finished list here at Miami Valley Racetrack. Race 8's out there. I just sent a message out to our clients. Again, this is Monday, so I hope he raced good. I'm a little concerned. He had a hellish ride down yesterday. They stopped him at the border, held him up. He finally got here 10.5 hours, an 8-hour truck. Didn't get here till the morning. I don't know how much rest he got. I don't know what he did. He looked comfortable warming up, but a little stiff. So what I mean is, he wasn't blowing or anything. He came in, he seemed fine. But out in the track, he just seemed a little stiff over his back. Hopefully when we bath him off and do him up with blue lotion over his back, heat him up, hopefully he'll be fine. I hope he is. I have my concerns. So hopefully Zeppelin B race good. You're seeing this Monday, so hopefully Road Tripper race good on Sunday. Really looking for big things from him. First start on Lazex. Master Saver race good last week. He's in to go again tomorrow. There's one other horse in. I just can't think of who it is. Anyway, it's been a good week racing. Regardless, win, lose, or draw tonight. Happy to be here. Really excited about coming back for the summer here. I don't think they have any dates here, as I said, Miami Valley this summer, but eager to get back to Ohio. So, from Miami Valley, have a good night.